Quiet One, Part 2.
Episode 147.
Yay! I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie. I'm sitting
and our
too close
elbows
to you.
are touching. Don't touch me! Will you stop touching me? Today is Tuesday, hence the beginning of school vacation week in our area.
Yes.
And a lot of people had snow days last week, so
it's really not the beginning.
It's really
of
the
school
middle
vacation.
of school vacation.
Yes. So my kids are already starting to pick at each other.
Mine have been good, but we've been busy.
And you didn't have quite as many days off last week as my kids.
Well, I've also noticed that same gender doesn't necessarily fight as much as opposite genders.
When you have a girl in the mix, it's a problem.
Although, really? Sorry. But no, my boys are really good together. And my husband was home yesterday. He's home. So Cam was home yesterday for the holiday. I'm like, there's a holiday? He's like, President's Day?
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. He said the kids were already off, so I didn't want to think about it. And I didn't, think about the holiday. So he was off of that, and then he took Wednesday and Friday off.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so, because I have to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so we'll see if we can plan something for the kids on Thursday or something.
That's good.
You going to join us, or are you just going to sit there and watch?
I'm going to make you smile.
All right.
Sure.
So the smaller kids are outside, and I have my oldest, my oldest right here.
There he is.
My little man.
He's not so little anymore.
No. If we were to stand up, he's taller than me.
Yes, I noticed today how much
If
taller
anyone's
he
following
is.
me on Instagram, I posted a picture of that, so. That's my little man, who's taller than me by at least 2 inches, right?
Yes.
Inch and a half?
Two and a half.
It's hard to tell with the hair. Anyway, so he's inside while the other kids are outside, which is fine. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's quiet. The other kids, not so much. My son has already fallen down and whacked his head on some kind of a ceramic object.
It's a cat kitty bank. I've had it for many, many years. And before I actually married Cam, my husband. But no, Max, leave it there, babe.
Yeah, we don't need it.
But I had one of Zachary's friends over on Thursday, and we have a yoga ball, one of those big yoga balls, and they did something to it, and we had these huge brandy sniffers.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
shattered.
no.
I'm like, don't move, because it's all over the rug.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I'm like, that blue ball is evil.
Yeah, that's why we have one just like that, and every time one of my kids brings it into the upstairs part of the house, I'm like, that goes right back down into the playroom, because it is like a tool of destruction.
Yeah, it is.
And now, since we've just been going on and on, shout-outs at the top of the show. Just a reminder, we have 2 contests running right now. There is our stash busting
Knit along for February.
Knit along for February.
Knit along, crochet along.
Yeah, knit along, crochet along. You just, using yarn that's at least 6 months old, just post your finished objects in the thread, a picture. You can post as many finished objects as you finish, and they don't have to be started during the month of February. They can be old ones that you're just finishing now.
But the
yarn has to be from stash, so at least 6 months old. And we're also doing a impromptu Ravelinix knit along. So if you are doing Ravelinix projects for a team, you can also post your finished objects in that. And we're going to keep that open until after the Olympics. So that's it for shout-outs.
So yeah, we want to see your Ravelinix products. I want to see your products. So show us your Ravelinix projects. I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of finishing ones this week because it's almost the end of the Olympics.
But we'll keep it open for a week after the Olympics.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
to give you a chance to finish up for those people who didn't actually finish during the Olympics.
Yeah, we'll take late finishers.
We'll take stragglers. We're okay with that.
As long as you cross the finish line, we're good with that.
Yeah.
So that's it for shout-outs, right?
That's right.
So on
the dance card.
Dance card, and I'm sorry, my hair is fly away over here. You can see little wispies going over here. I got one thing actively on the dance card. I still have my clapetee. I haven't worked on it, mainly because just clapetee is not that mindless of a project.
Yeah.
You need to kind of pay attention, and I got snow on my shirt. You need to kind of pay attention to it. So I haven't been knitting it because I want a at least semi-mindless project. And so I'm doing Windschief by Stephen West. I'm doing it on, I believe it's Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool. It was unlabeled, but in the skein that it came in, it's that long skein that Fisherman's Wool comes in.
I know what you're talking about.
It's a brown. I'm doing it on size 6. Calls for size 6 and 7, but I kept it on size 6. I guess they said it can be a large hat. Hoping it is. So this is the Windschief. It's stockinette, and then it's got some twisted ribbing. I like it. It's somewhat mindless, like I said. It's mindless for like 3/4 of it, and then it's not.
For?
I think it's going to be for my brother Bobby. Both my brothers are bald. Their choice. Although if they did grow hair, it wouldn't be that much anyways. He likes hair, but my brother Tommy's in Arizona. I don't think he needs this kind of hat.
Yeah.
I'll have to find another type of material for him. Maybe I'll make a sock hat for him because that's at least thin.
Yeah.
I got tons of scrap sock yarn. Anyways, so I'm hoping he'll like this, but his wife was a knitter when he met her, but she wasn't as active as a knitter. She's become more active as it, but I don't know what she knits, so I don't know if she knits some hats or not.
Well, I'm sure he will still like it.
Oh yeah, he will.
Well, it's good to have more than one.
Well, he wears hats inside the house because, like I said, he's bald. He wears hats inside the house, outside the house. He wears them
all the time.
Yeah, he really does. And I don't know how he's doing on the other ones. Like, I don't know if he's lost hats, which is fine. No, that's fine. But my husband doesn't want any of my stuff.
He did like that scarf. Briefly.
Yeah, briefly. It's too bulky, I think, for him.
Make him the one that's less bulky and he will like it.
I don't think my husband likes much of anything. So that's all I have active on the needles.
Okay. Well, I have a new project on the needles that I cast on right before we started recording.
While I was making cookies.
While she was making cookies. This is the Duotone Cowl by Orange Flower Yarn. I have the provisional cast on, which is gray. What happened here? Oh, I see. Hold on a second.
You're all twisted. Oh, you have all the ends and everything.
The odds and ends are on one side, and this one's on the inside because I'm still working with it. That's the... Can't really see. There you go. I'm knitting it with Mad Color Fiber Arts Swoon Base Sport Weight yarn in the Campfire colorway, and Cascade, a yarn that I don't remember what it was, that's purple, that had some kind of alpaca, silk, and merino.
Something like that, yeah.
Swoon is cashmere, merino, and silk. So two very similar, and you can see they're knitting up about the same weight.
Different
textures,
but I think it will work.
Yeah, I think it's going to work fine. They look the same when they're knit
How many rows do you have to do this section for?
So the first half of the cowl, this is a free pattern on Ravelry. The first half of the cowl, I think it's two rows and 4 rows, so alternating colors.
Oh, okay.
And then it switches halfway through and reverses that. So the finished project looks like this. And then you join the ends together. And it's basically a tube that will be laid flat to become a cowl. Like it'll seam together in a tube. Yeah. So it'll be 2 layers. I think it'll be nice and warm. I like these two colors together. Purple and orange. I think they're really pretty. Not everybody feels that way, but I like them.
I like the orange.
So,
but you know me in orange.
That's this project. Stick that in my bag. And then the other project I have had on the needles for my entire life is the Fuse Cardigan by Veronique Avery. And I did work on this quite a bit this week. Oh, crap.
Oh.
I just pulled it off the needles.
That sucks. Stinks.
Oh, man. Okay, so I think...
I was thinking the other day that yarn would make a nice little hoodie type of sweatshirt.
Yeah, it would. Okay, there we go. I think I rescued it. So it's kind of hard to tell, but I joined the arms.
Do you need help?
Yeah. arms are joined. At this juncture now, I am doing the raglan. And I have a lot of yarn dangling from it because somehow I attached...
Is that your needle?
Yes. Somehow I attached another ball of yarn by accident. Like, I thought I had run out, but I think I had accidentally picked up the, I think I had picked up the wrong end to knit from. You know, when you have, like, a long tail left off? I think I knit with that, and I thought I had run out of yarn. So I joined another skein. So now I have 2 balls of yarn. And I really need to go through and cut it and fix it. And I'm just haven't... Once I got all tangled up there, I was like, ugh.
Oh, you put it aside.
I put it aside because I need to sit it down. I need to sit down with it and lay it out flat, and I need to just go ahead and weave all the dangling ends in because they're starting to. It's just gotten so like unwieldy because now it's the body and 2 sleeves, and the body is really wide because it has these things that drape over. So I need to like get it under control before I work on it some more, but. Basically, I'm doing the raglans. I have said it in earlier shows that I did some modifications to this. I find it easier to do the increases on the wrong side of the work instead of on the right side of the work. So I had to kind of rethink the way that the sleeves were attached so that the increases would fall on the right side. I just had to like fudge it a little bit. And apparently I have to do 19 rows of raglan, and then I can start knitting the top of the sweater, and I don't know, something happens up there. I didn't read ahead because I just don't even want to. And I mean, it's an easy sweater to do, but the problem with this sweater is that you have to pay a lot of attention to the lace pattern when you're doing the decreases on the sleeves. And I think I might already be off by a couple of stitches because I might have done a yarn over when I didn't need to. It's not for a beginning knitter, and it's not for a beginning lace knitter especially, because you really have to think about whether your yarn over is matching up with a knit 2 together, and it's not mindless anymore. It was before because I got used to doing just the increases, but now that I have an increase on one side and a decrease on the other side, it's work. So hopefully a little bit more on that, and it'll be off the needles. I really needed to cast something else on because the whole reason I haven't been knitting this week is because I just am sick of knitting this sweater. And here it is again. Fuse by Veronique Avery. That's how it looks buttoned up. And this is how it looks down, buttoned. Every time. Why is it doing that?
You must be touching it somewhere.
Buttoned in the front. It's going to be great when it's done. That is knit out of Reynolds Review, which is a discontinued yarn. The mystery yarn that I have 25 skeins of. And now my friend Diane also has 25 skeins that we apparently bought at the same time. We bought 50 skeins of this yarn and split it. And we don't know why. So, not a big week for what I have on the needles at all. That's it for me.
Rate a date. I have a date to rate.
Thank goodness.
I have a date to rate. I finished my socks.
Yay.
So these are Blue Moon Fiber Arts Mill End. Just a bunch of colors, which are very bright. Perfect for this time of year, I guess. Knit via Spice Man by Yarnissima. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going.
I
Roll with it.
So I do, I think it's the Judy's Magic Cast On for the toe.
Yeah.
And then I do increase front and back. I don't do make one left, make one right. Just it's not worth the hassle for me. And then I do her gusset increase starting here. I love the pearl look to it. And the cross cables at both ends here and up here.
Yeah.
And then just a regular heel. I just threw in an eyelet row right here, just for some fun. It folds back, but once I'm wearing it, it's not going to be a big deal. This took me about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks maybe, off and on knitting. I don't know, I'll have to look at my project page. But I'm happy I got them done just in time because I had to darn 3 socks.
Aw.
One of them was Blue Moon, which is very sad for me because I love my Blue Moon. But it means I need to make more Blue Moon so that they last a little longer because I wear them so much.
Yeah.
But one of the socks, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I think it was Cicada. It's a cotton blend yarn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I have a hole in it. Or close to a hole, a very thin spot. I think the nylon was the only thing that was holding it together. When I look back at my project page, it's got to be 6 or so years old. I'm like, well, now that makes sense. And even my my Blue Moon, they're at least 3.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that old.
Sock yarn, socks made from good sock yarn wear pretty well, considering how much I wear mine.
And considering how much I wear my favorite pair. So I have now 4 pairs of Blue Moon.
Good.
I have the one that you gave me, the jingle socks made out of your pattern.
Oh, yeah.
One that the Monet style socks, remember? I couldn't find them for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Those had holes in them, but those, I think, were moth-eaten. They were underneath my bed.
Yeah.
So I fixed the holes on those. This, and then my first pair, I think 4 pairs. So I will have to wind up another ball.
Gotta get knitting.
But I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a solid with maybe like a cable.
Oh, yeah.
Where
That'd
it's
be cool.
somewhat mindless, but again, not.
Like spring forward or
I
whatever
like the
it's
spring
called.
forward. I would knit the spring forward again if I could find. I might have to buy an orange skein. Because I think that's what I loved about my spring forward is because they were in the orange. I just
Don't you have a orange wool mice that I gave you, or did you sell that?
That's how I used it. That's what I made from it.
I thought I gave you another one.
No, just one.
Oh, I don't have one to give you anymore.
No, that's fine. I don't think I'd use wool mines anyways because of the unless it was split 80-20.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's too thin compared to what I like to knit. I have red, but I want to use that red for something different. Maybe I'll do gray.
That'd be pretty.
Yeah, we'll see. But a coworker is kind of asking me to knit her socks, so we'll see. We'll see. But I'm done, and I love them, and I can't wait to wear them.
I know.
I'm wearing some old fixations on now, but so these are done.
I'm wearing some looks like Regia.
Something like that.
My mom made them for me.
I'm wearing Cascade Fixation. Side note, I'm trying to teach a friend of mine how to make socks. We're starting with simple tube socks. If you are interested in making socks, but don't want to deal with the heel, there are several free patterns of tube socks, which is just basically purling, knit and purled, ribbing. And I've seen pictures with the feet with them on. Actually, I might make him a pair. And they look fine.
Yeah, my son has a couple of tube socks that my mom knit for him.
So I might maybe I'll make him a pair so that he has, pointing to him, my son Max, sorry. I told him I wouldn't make him another pair of socks until his feet stop growing, because 10 and a half?
Yeah, that's big.
10 and a half? 10? 10 or 10 and a half? 11? He's telling me 11. My husband's feet aren't even that big, so it's going to be a while. And he's only 13.
I know.
Oh my god. We're going to have these clomp hoppers in the house.
I know.
I'm sorry, I got so off track. That's all I have.
That's
for
all
rate
for
your
rate
date.
your date.
Period? You have nothing
I
to rate?
have nothing to rate.
All right.
I
future
did not
dates.
do a whirlwind romance. I just got to
Forget
stick it in
about
there.
that.
Did not do that.
Whirlwind Romance will probably be taking a side step for now for a little bit. You're just not in there?
I'm trying to get the mojo. I actually have my wheel out now.
Oh, all right. We're getting
So
there.
the wheel is on the floor as opposed to on the shelf where it normally is.
We're getting there.
So who knows? Maybe next week there will be some spinning.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. I'm doing the best that I can right now, let me tell you. All right.
Future dates. I've told you my future dates. I want to do slippers. I actually have gotten more progress. I have the ball. I ripped this out of a project that a viewer sent us. She gave me the wool. She didn't want to do it anymore. It was going to be a bag, I think. She doubled up the wool, so I'm like, all right, I'll just use this. So it's Patton's variegated. I used this before to make Wendy's mom slippers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that and brown. So I got a whole ball of this plus more. And no matter what it turns out to be, I really don't care. It's
because they're
just,
slippers.
they're for me. They're going to be for me. I do plan on making some slippers for a coworker, which favorite colors, I think, are blue and peach. I'll make her purple slippers because that's what I have.
Right.
You know, I have yarn for purple and white. Maybe purple tops, white cuff.
That'd be pretty.
Yeah. So that's my future dates. That's all I got.
My future dates, well, I cast on this, so that's no longer a future date. So that's good.
And that's mindless, too, which is even better.
Yeah, I like it. It's relaxing. Let me just get my pattern up. I am making a wedding shawl.
Did you get your yarn?
Not yet.
Oh.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Hint, hint, hint.
I think because of the weather, it has been delayed. I hope that's why it's been delayed. I hope it didn't get lost. So I'm making star leaf shawl, and I'm making a wedding shawl for my friend Hillary, who happens to be the lovely daughter of my friend Lois, who is knitting's my bag. Star leaf shawl by Jenny Johnson Jonan. I'm making it out of a lace weight natural white with sparkle in it. And I think Stellina, I haven't seen the yarn yet, and that I special ordered from a friend. And I am also going to add crystal beads, clear crystal beads, because it calls for beads on some of it. So it's going to be very sparkly.
Which so suits Hillary.
But Hillary is very sparkly, so that's why. So it's going to go quickly once I get it started. It's a pretty simple pattern in terms of it's going to be, once you do a couple of rows, it's going to be very easy to repeat.
You've put Semmel away for a little bit, right?
Yes. Only because I put it down for some reason and it never got back up into the queue.
Okay, so no reason other
No,
than
I'm
that.
enjoying it. I think it was because I have to bring my iPad with me when I go, so it stopped being a mobile project, and then a couple of other things came up. I think the sweater has kind of taken everything over because, honestly, if I don't keep forcing myself to work on the sweater, it will never be finished because I'm not enjoying it. But it's gone too far for me to stop. Like, Kelly, my friend Kelly, asked me last week why was I knitting it if I didn't want to, and the reason is because the sleeves weren't so bad, and then like it didn't start to really soul destroy me until halfway through the body, and by that point I have almost a whole sweater.
Right.
I can't stop knitting it now. Plus the end product I want.
Right.
It's just I'm not enjoying that project. So my only future date right now is I'm just waiting on the yarn for my shawl. I can't wait to show you that yarn. I think it's going to be really beautiful. So, and that's it for my future dates.
Crushes and heartbreaks. I know.
I was telling you with my mind, it's your turn.
Crushes and heartbreaks. Crush is I've had the last just about week off.
Yay.
I haven't worked since last Wednesday. Heartbreak is I was sick. Still, if you can kind of hear.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of sick still. So I called in sick Thursday and Friday. The heartbreak to that also is I don't get paid for that because I'm not a full-time employee. So
Nice.
obviously I don't call in sick just for the sake of calling in
Yeah.
sick because I don't get paid for it. So upside to that is I've been watching a lot of the Olympics live. What else? I made cookies. I've gotten some of my wash caught up. Of course, you know, as soon as you lose your energy, that gets piled right back up.
Oh, yeah.
We've had snow, and it's snowing again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what we're due
It's
for,
never
like 5
stopped
inch.
snowing.
Yeah, it's never going to stop.
We had snow on Thursday, Saturday. Now it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming down.
Just keeps coming. I'm trying to think what other crushes and heartbreaks. Like I was saying, I'm teaching a friend. She's learning how to knit. Her mother knows how to knit, so I'm not doing that part of it. But I'm trying to teach her how to do magic loop because her son had asked her for some socks.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to teach her to do magic loop, which is very hard for someone who's just learning how to knit anyways. And we were looking at cascade fixation because I was thinking, you know, let's try and find something not as small to knit with.
Yeah.
And so she likes it. I was talking about how I'm still wearing my Cascade fixation, which, gosh, I don't even know how old it is, but it's old. I've whatever you want to call it, fixed a hole on that too.
Yeah.
But these, I think I did it's too wide.
Yeah.
They actually, if I wear these in like sneakers, it hurts the bottom of my feet.
Because they're sliding around too
yeah,
much.
it's not the right gauge. But so we're having fun. We were looking, I've never realized, we've talked about how a couple of yarn stores have closed in our area. Well, we're looking for yarn stores so that we can try and find this yarn. We found it in Winchester.
Yeah.
So we're going to maybe take a road trip later, depending on the weather. But, like, the yarn stores that we would go to aren't there. Or the one that's closest to us, Hub Mills, doesn't carry Cascade, obviously, because it's a competition.
Right.
So it's like you never realize how good you have it until those yarn stores close. So we've lost, to my knowledge, 2, if not more. We lost one that was in Wakefield that I know would have had it.
Yeah.
And then and one in Lexington that I know would have had it. So, but we found one in Winchester, which isn't that far, too.
Yeah, that's a nice yarn store, too, if you can find somebody to help you.
Well, I called yesterday. I'm not going to name the name of the yarn store. But I called
Although you could probably figure it out.
I called yesterday and I asked if they carried Cascade fixation sock yarn.
Yeah.
And the woman's like, I'm sorry, what? And I told her again. She goes, oh, I don't know. Hold on. You need Teresa? I'm like, I don't know.
Or a person who knows what your stock is.
So I got this person that she's like, here, and I asked her, she goes, yes, we do. And then I asked her if she carried a certain brand of needles, because I like Chai-Gu.
Yeah.
I like the cable on it. They didn't carry that, but they carried Knitter's Pride and stuff. I'm like, all right, that's just as good. I mean, for this person who's looking, because I loaned her my Addie Turbo Lace, and she already poked a hole in her hand. So, but it was just weird, somebody answering the phone. But it's kind of fun. We've been ragging each other. So I cast on for her, and I cast on 60 stitches in the DK, and I'm like, oh, I think that may be far too many stitches. I don't know. It just looks so bizarre. And she texted me saying, does it surprise you that I've already screwed up? She goes, it was supposed to be knit 2, purl 2, right? She goes, does it surprise you that I already screwed up? I'm like, no, not really. This is somebody I used to work with overnight. She doesn't work there anymore. But we still
Sheila.
keep in touch. Well, she walked out for various reasons, and she works at Dunkin' Donuts, and she works for one of the vans. I'm not complaining anymore because I only worked there one night.
That's not so bad.
No. I don't even call her to tell her when I can work. She just puts me on Sunday, and I told one of my coworkers, I said, if for some reason you don't see me working on Sunday, call me and let me know. Otherwise, you'll see me on Sunday. But so that's all I have for crushes and heartbreak.
So I am officially an 8-year survivor of heart failure. My heart is perfectly healthy, and we just figured out 5 years, so 3 years since I got fully cleared by the cardiologist.
Okay.
That anniversary is later though. It's not
until July, June and July.
It's been like a long haul.
And if anyone's ever dealt with that, it usually is. It's not something that's over.
Well, like I said, the kind of heart failure that I had, peripartum cardiomyopathy, is I think one of the only ones. It might even be the only cardiomyopathy that you can fully heal from without having permanent heart damage. And that depends on how low your ejection fraction was when they diagnosed it. I was borderline, so I was really lucky. It could have gone either way. And
excuse me. It's 11:45.
And
you need to eat a
a
regular
candy bar?
lunch or a healthy snack. Come on.
So that is my biggest crush right now, that I don't have to deal with the cardiology. I don't have to deal with the medication, which was really horrible because basically a healthy person was taking heart medication, because what they were trying to do was let my heart muscle rest long enough so that it could go back into the normal shape that it was. When you have a cardiomyopathy, one muscle of the heart gets very
enlarged
because one muscle of the heart is very weak, so it's trying to compensate.
Right.
And they wanted my whole heart to just rest so that that enlarged muscle could go back down to its normal shape. And it did. It took, 5 years, but it did eventually go back. So that's my crush. My heartbreak is twofold. The first heartbreak is that we had a half day on Wednesday in my kids' school district. We had Thursday snow day, and then we had a second half day on Friday. I don't know why all these half days are happening, but so basically, instead of it being day 2 of my kids' vacation, it's really like day 5, not including the weekend. And my kids are starting to get sick of each other. Yesterday was fine, mostly because my daughter went out with her friend all day, and just my son and I hung out. And we have some stuff planned to do, like we came over here today. We're going over to play with my baby niece tomorrow. We're probably going to do our usual painting thing with the
plaster fun time
with the water fireworks and the candy store. That's kind of like a thing that we do.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we have some stuff planned that we're gonna do, but the repeated snowstorms is really cramping my style, because not only are the kids at home, but we can't really go anywhere. So I can throw them out in the yard to play, but during the height of some of these storms, they don't even really want to be outside because it's snowing so hard. So, they're cooped up in the house, and finding things to entertain them with is hard. And then at the same time, because it's the holiday week, my husband and I have started a renovation in our living room. When we moved into our house 10 years ago, it was covered with this horrible blue and white flowered wallpaper in every room. And then some of the hallway and the office had this grass wallpaper. Literally, do you remember that brown grass wallpaper? Did I know you when I had brown grass wallpaper? I still have it in my china cabinet. It's like there's brown grass. It's made out of like some kind of a organic fiber thing. It's textured. And we had removed all of it, but we didn't remove the living room. And I think it was because we were just so burned out that we decided we were just going to paint over the wallpaper and deal with it later. Because that was also the room that needed the most plaster work. And you could tell that because the windows had been removed and they had been put in and you could see the outline of where they never blended the plaster work. So you could see the outline where the old window holes used to be. Right. So we knew it was going to be a lot of work. But we're trying to put our house on the market this year if we can get everything done. So the plaster work needs to be done, and it needs to be repainted. So we did that. We ripped it all. It was really easy to get the wallpaper off. Surprising, since we had painted over it.
Oh, it's probably very old. That's why it's very dry, even with the
paint. It came right off. That was not the problem. But a lot of the plaster came off with it because it's 1920s plaster. And so we have to fill in several large holes of plaster. And then we have to do a complete skim coat around all the windows where they did the cutouts because it's so bad. Like nails were even sticking out. This is because we own a house that used to be owned by Crazy Jim.
Oh, that's right.
Crazy Jim, the man who owned my house, did a lot of home improvement projects, but he did them kind of like half-assed. Like they're all like he did the plumbing, but he didn't do the right way, so that when we have a problem with the plumbing, the plumber basically has to redo everything, and we paid for it. He put in a incinerator in our sink. My husband replaced it when it broke with a new one, using the plumbing the same way that it existed, and we had to have somebody come in and replumb that section because it was crazy plumbing. Like, we knew when we fixed it, we were hoping it would work. It worked for 8 years before the incinerator, but no. And it's just one thing after the other. Every time we had our gas dryer installed, they had to redo the gas wiring because it was Crazy Jim had done it. Crazy Jim, who mostly died inside my house. Not completely. He mostly died. Crazy Jim was also a heavy drinker who would go on these rampages and think that people were breaking into his house. And then he would set off his own alarm system, requiring multiple trips from the police department and the fire department to his house until they finally cut the wires because they were like, that's it, no more system for you. They cut all the wires, and then he fell and hit his head on the granite counters in the kitchen, and that ended up in him. They found him a few days later. He was still alive in my kitchen, but he died at the hospital. No. So yes, this is another remnant of the Crazy Gem era that we're dealing with. So that's my heartbreak. School vacation, and my living room literally looks like a bombed out building after the war. It's really bad. So that's it for me.
That was Crushes and Heartbreaks, Baubles and Bling.
Do you have any?
No.
I have Baubles and Bling this week. I always have Baubles and Bling.
I was going to say, you always do.
I do. There's always something I bought. I'll try to figure out what I should show you first. So I mentioned this last week. People know that I bought this thread organizer from the Cottage Needle. It looks like a bunny. It has 10 holes, and I needed another one. So I bought this one, and now I'm not going to remember the name of the store that I bought it from.
You didn't buy it from the same store?
No.
Oh.
They didn't have a bunny at that store. I will run it underneath the screen, and it will be in the show notes. I have a carrot and a bunny. Aren't they cute?
The bunny on the back says, "Gut thread."
Yeah, it's so cute. I love it. So,
of course, you buy it right at the time when you're only doing a project that requires
the last project that I just finished this weekend had 13 colors. That's
I know.
why I ended up. But for future.
No, I know. I just find it funny. That's all. It's just, figures it comes in right when you don't need it.
So I thought that would be really cute. They go together. So I finished the Totoro cross stitch project that I made for my son. The original pattern was purchased at Epic Kawaii on Etsy. This was a project that required a lot of half and quarter stitches, and it had a lot of colors and a lot of outlining. So it was a lot of work, but I think it came out really cute.
So how are you going to finish it off?
I'm going to just put it in a round hoop frame. Mm-hmm. I've been told that there are tutorials on YouTube that tell you the best way to do that, so I have to do that. I have 3 of them now that need to be framed because I have the 2 that I finished in this one. So that got done, and I was really excited about it because I had been wanting to try a larger project, and there is a designer on Etsy called Modern Folk who does a lot of classical pieces that look like traditional, folk cross stitch, a lot of samplers, and I had been eyeing this pattern from him since I started looking at patterns pretty much, because I just really, it appealed to me. But I wasn't sure I was ready for a big project. So let me see if I can find it. Here it is. It's called Gracious Love. And this is what it would look like if it was finished. You can see Modern Folk. There we go. That's the sampler. So it has 4 birds. I finished 1 bird so far. Came out really cute. It's only 2 colors. I opted to do it in blue and light blue. The sample on the website is in 2 shades of red. And I'm doing it on light oatmeal Ada, 18 count Ada. And what it is it has a poem on it, and it says, "Foolish love is only folly, wanton love is too unholy, greedy love is covetous, idle love is frivolous, but the gracious love is it that doth prove the work of it." So it's just a thing about that, all the different kinds of love there are, and the best one is the one that you work together with the person. I thought that was a really sweet sentiment, and I just really liked the birds on it and how it's in 2 colors. And it's so much more relaxing to do a cross stitch with 2 colors after doing multiple colors, because I can go a long way with 1 color. I don't have to change the needles so much. It's coming out. Isn't that cute? It's a cute little bird. Mm. It's like a peahen or something.
Something like that.
And the 18 stitch Ada is the smallest one I've done so far. This will end up being about 12 by 9 when I'm done with it. And
did it call for 18 stitch?
you could pick some from several different ones. Yeah, I just started this yesterday, and I already did this much because it goes really quickly. And there's my needle minder from Needle Goods, the little sheep. And I was going to put it on my scroll frame, but I can't find what I did with my scroll frame. I looked for it.
It's around.
So I'm just going to move this as I use it. So that's it for my baubles and bling this week.
Gossip and innuendo.
Well, the big gossip and innuendo is that the list of events is up and is now fully complete. Don't be alarmed. That screaming in the background is a tea kettle. Sheila is making hot cocoa for the kids because they just came in from the snow. That part of the episode will be cut out. So yes, the list of events is up on the blog, and we will be keeping that updated as the time goes by. Also, this is the week that I am going to burn a new feed for my blog and try to do the iTunes transition. And I just wanted to address some issues. Someone told me that a couple of the episodes are not available. I think 35, 36, and 37. And I have addressed it in the group, but I'm also just going to tell you, for reasons unknown to me, some of the files on Blip are not playing. I don't know if it's their error. It's something that I have to address through Blip. You guys, it's something that I have to address through Blip, and they have to look into. I don't have access to it. I am slowly moving more episodes onto YouTube. There's a gap between episode 36 and episode 90 something. So like 60 episodes that I need to move over. I am putting the latest episodes on YouTube each week as we go along. So, this probably isn't going to be really helpful, but this episode may not be available to some people depending on when they do the iTunes transfer. It may not show up on iTunes. I don't know what's going to happen. I guess we're going to find out. We'll see. And I don't know what I have to do, if I have to change all the episode feeds or not. But that being said, and I noticed I could only get the most recent 50 episodes or something on iTunes. I don't know if that's true or if I just wasn't looking the right way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought that they had all of our episodes, but I could not tell. It did not seem like they had them all on iTunes, so I don't know what's up with that either. I have to look into that as well. But that's pretty much it for the gossip and innuendo.
Sorry.
I'm just waiting for Sheila to come back.
Sorry, I was just getting some hot cocoa ready for the kids who came in.
Do you have any gossip and innuendo that you can think of that I didn't mention?
We have a girls' weekend coming up.
We do have a girls' weekend coming up.
I'm excited.
Okay,
so this is a side note on it. So my friend who I'm teaching how to knit, she goes, yeah, I'm trying to find website. And I said, yarn.com. Because that's the easiest one. She goes, I said, I'm going there in a couple of weeks. She goes, what do you mean you're going there? Because her mom had told her about some good sales from webs. Yeah. I said, I'm going there. She goes, I didn't know there was a there to go to. I said, yes, it's in Northampton.
Yes,
I said, you should. I said, someday, maybe in the springtime we'll go there. I said, you should see this warehouse that they have.
Yeah, it's not even the store of webs itself. It's the fact that it's attached to a discount warehouse of yarn. It's a warehouse. But yes, we are having a girls' weekend coming up. I'm very excited about that. Me too. And we're going to go to Webs, and it's going to be fun. And we have monies to spend at Webs.
I know.
So I'm excited about
60?
that. Yeah, I got 60.
So do I.
Because we have some gift cards
that we were
gifted by various people.
I got to find those gift cards.
I have one of them. I got to find the other one.
Same thing.
And I am going to buy yarn for a sweater. So I'm probably going to spend more than $60. But I am going to buy yarn for a sweater because I just am going to.
That's fine.
I've wanted to knit it, and I'm gonna use an expensive yarn. I can't remember the name of the sweater. I have it favorited on.
Just remember that when you categorize and put in the yarn.
Oh yeah, no, this will have to go. I'll probably cast it on pretty quick.
Okay.
But it's a sweater I think it's by Tin Can Knits, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe not. Anyway, it's a colorwork yoke because I enjoyed the hero colorwork. I like that sweater.
Oh, right.
But somebody did a version of it that's posted on Ravelry that's so incredibly beautiful. I don't really like it. When I've seen it done before, it's not like it really called to me. But I was looking at colorwork sweaters because I kind of feel like I want to do another one. And when I saw this woman's version, I am going to do everything I can to make mine look exactly like it.
Really?
Yes. That's how much I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's so beautiful. So if I can replicate it with my Web's money, I will.
I don't know what I'm going to spend my Web's money on. Actually, I was thinking of buying some Blue Moon worsted if they had it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do
They
carry
have
Blue Moon.
You could spend it all on Blue Moon. You could get orange Blue Moon so you can make your cable socks.
I don't need any more Blue Moon sock yarn. I would like to...
Who really needs yarn at all? Like, nobody needs yarn.
I know.
Need is, like, not
But I also might look into the Namaste backpack bag. I've been liking that one for a while.
That's a cute bag.
But I want to look into some square needles, so we'll see. And maybe the Zoom loom if they have
But the
it.
whole thing is... Oh, and I have to pick up a Zoom loom for Diane. I'm buying her a Zoom loom. I'm buying a Zoom loom for her. Yes. She's coming over to the Zoom loom way. All of my converts come to the Zoom loom. I love that Zoom loom.
It seems nice. For me, it's a nice way of using up scraps.
It is, and it's a fast way of using up scraps. And it's fun. It's entertaining.
Well, if my kids like it, I can always put them onto it.
I know. Slave labor.
Do a few squares for Mommy with this yarn.
Bring that
I could definitely see one of my kids liking it.
And Diane's plan is to have her son do it because he really enjoys the rainbow loom so much. And she's like, do you think you'd like doing this? And he's like, I do. And she's like, all right.
Slave labor.
Slave labor. We believe in slave labor.
Absolutely.
I wish I could teach my kids how to do plaster work. I'd be all set.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Well, we're still working on the mowing the lawn, and unfortunately, my oldest is not yet old enough to snowblow our driveway. Although he has helped, side note, he has helped a neighbor with the walkway. Her husband has back issues, and they have a new baby, a 4-month-old, and she said nothing but good things about him to me on a text.
My kids can man a snow shovel like nobody else, but I really need them to be able to do things like plaster work. Lily did help strip wallpaper, so that was good. For most of the time we were doing
all right, because that's the thing. The kids are willing to help.
Jack was not willing to help.
We've unfortunately...
Lily was into it. Jack, no.
The kids are now old enough to help with the lawn work, whether they like it or not.
Well, now, Lily did not have to help us, but she offered to help us.
Oh, that's good.
She stripped wallpaper for quite a while. Jack was like, hey, you want to come help us? No.
Smart boy.
He did not want to. But if I could teach them how to do plaster work and maybe a little trim work, I'd be all set. I could get some crown moldings put in.
I need some moldings, period.
Tell me, my kitchen has not had moldings for 10 years.
Yeah, we're working about 7 on this. So, anyways, thanks for watching. If you're a new viewer, thanks for checking us out. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back each week. We really do appreciate it. We will be here next week.
Yes. Oh, and before we go, she is wearing the
Color Affection shawl. I think I've been wearing this for like 3 weeks running.
It's out of Mad Tosh Pashmina. And I'm wearing the Trillion, which is out of Handspun from Highland Handmaids in the Man in Black colorway. And I am wearing a sweater called Crustview. No, Crustview is the other one. I can't remember what it's called, by Cecily Glauc McDonald.
What's the yarn?
It's out of String Theory. What's it called? Caper sock. Cashmere blend. And I can't remember the name of it's not Crustview. Crustview is the other sweater that I have from Cecily Glauc McDonald.
It's a basic.
It's just a basic pullover with 3/4 length sleeves. I like it. It's warm because it's cashmere, but it's lightweight because it's sock.
It's almost like t-shirt sweater.
Yeah, it's just I can just throw it on and it's not bulky under a jacket. So that's what we're wearing. I know, because I know somebody will ask. And then
I'll try and find some other scarves in my repertoire to start
I've been wearing this a lot because
been
this
wearing
is
this a
a merino silk blend, and it's just really warm.
Well, the cashmere is warm, but I like this too because it's larger, and I have a very low V-neck sweater right now.
Right.
So this just works, and I like it because it's got 3 colors.
I like this because it's off.
Yeah.
But this can.
How many yardage was that?
It was a bump.
How many yardage did you spin out of it? Do you know? Because I got that 230 yards that you spun for me.
It was probably I don't know. I don't know how I might have spun yours heavier. This was I spun for fingering weight.
Oh, all right, never mind.
I think I spun yours for worsted weight because
I
I had a hard time spinning that in this Polworth silk blend. And as we found out, Polworth silk is not my friend.
No. So on that note, have a good week.
And
knit with heart.
Bye.